Welcome to Priority Mindset, where we talk about everything that's a priority to you. It's your girl, Rosetta, and let's get into it. Silence is a source of great strength. These words, though simple, hold a profound truth that we often overlook in the busyness of life. We live in a world that bombards us with noise, a world that seems to value constant communication above all else, but it is in the quiet moments, the moments of intentional silence, that we often find our greatest strength, our clearest thoughts, and our deepest connection to our inner wisdom. Today we're diving into the power of silence and exploring 5 crucial moments when choosing to keep quiet can lead to success, growth, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. These are not moments of weakness, but rather opportunities to harness the incredible power that resides within each of us. As we journey together, I invite you to open your mind and heart to the transformative potential of silence. Let us rediscover the wisdom in holding back words when emotions run high, the strength in listening intently to the perspectives of others, and the clarity that comes from embracing moments of quiet reflection. The journey begins within the stillness. Anger, it's an emotion we all experience, a fiery force that can either fuel our passions or erupt with destructive consequences. We've all been there, feeling the heat rise within us, the words forming on our tongues, ready to be unleashed like molten lava. But it is precisely in these moments of intense emotion that silence becomes our greatest ally. When anger consumes us, our judgment becomes clouded. We say things we don't mean, words that can wound deeply and leave lasting scars on our relationships. Like a volcano spewing ash and debris, our anger can leave a path of destruction in its wake, damaging the very bridges we hold dear. So how do we navigate these treacherous emotional terrains? How do we prevent the volcano within from erupting and causing irreparable damage? The answer lies in mastering the art of silence. When you feel the flames of anger rising, take a deep breath, step back from the situation, and allow yourself time to cool down. Remember, silence is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength and self-control. I recall a time when I allowed anger to get the better of me. In the heat of a disagreement, I let loose a torrent of words that I instantly regretted. The look on the other person's face, a mix of hurt and disappointment, is etched into my memory. I had allowed my emotions to dictate my actions, and the consequences were immediate and painful. In that moment, I realized the profound truth in the old adage, silence is golden. If only I had heeded those words, if only I had taken a moment to pause, to breathe, to allow the initial wave of anger to subside. The damage was done, and all I could do was apologize and vow to learn from my mistake. That experience taught me a valuable lesson about the importance of silence in the face of anger. It's a lesson I've carried with me ever since. A reminder that our words have power, and that power can be used to build up or to tear down. The choice is ours. We live in an age of instant information, where news travels at lightning speed and opinions are shared with the click of a button. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of information overload, to feel pressured to have an opinion on every topic, to feel the need to contribute to every conversation. But what happens when we speak without having all the facts? What happens when we base our opinions on assumptions, hearsay, or incomplete information? The truth is, speaking without a full understanding of the situation can have far-reaching consequences. It can lead to the spread of misinformation, fuel rumors and gossip, and create unnecessary conflict and division. Just as a single spark can ignite a raging fire, so too can a single piece of misinformation spread like wildfire, causing untold damage along the way. Before you speak, before you share that article, before you offer your opinion, ask yourself, do I have all the facts? Is my information accurate and reliable? Am I contributing to the solution or adding to the problem? Remember, there is great wisdom in exercising restraint, in choosing to remain silent until you have a complete understanding of the situation. There's a story I hold dear about a young doctor who found himself in the midst of a medical crisis. A new and deadly disease was spreading rapidly through his community, and fear and panic were gripping the hearts of the people. The young doctor, eager to help, was tempted to speak out, to offer words of comfort and reassurance, even though the medical community was still struggling to understand the nature of the disease. However, he chose a different path. He chose silence. He immersed himself in research, studying the disease, collaborating with colleagues, and tirelessly searching for a cure. Weeks turned into months, and still he remained silent, patiently waiting for the moment when he could speak with knowledge and authority. Finally, the breakthrough came. The doctor and his team developed a vaccine, and the tide began to turn. When he finally spoke, his words carried the weight of knowledge, experience, and hope. His silence had not been a sign of inaction, but rather a period of intense preparation that allowed him to make a truly significant impact. The power of silence is never more evident than when we are listening to others. In the kingdom of God, we are taught to love our neighbor as ourselves. What greater act of love is there than to truly listen? When we quiet our own thoughts, we create space for someone else's wisdom to enter. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding the message behind them. It's about seeking to understand their perspective, their experiences, their heart. Silence allows the speaker to feel heard, validated, and respected. So next time, practice the discipline of silence. Listen with your whole heart. You might be surprised by what you learn about others and yourself. There's an old proverb that says, "We were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason." And isn't that the truth? God, in his infinite wisdom, designed us to listen twice as much as we speak. Yet, how often do we reverse that ratio? We talk more than we listen. We think more than we observe. It's in the silence that we can truly begin to understand. We begin to see the world through the eyes of others, to feel the world through their heart. And when we do that, we expand our own understanding, our own capacity for love and compassion. We begin to see the world not as a collection of individuals, but as a tapestry of interconnected lives. This isn't to say that we should never speak, never share our own thoughts and opinions. Of course, there's a time and a place for everything, but let us not underestimate the power of silence. Let us not miss the opportunity to truly connect with others, to learn and grow, and to build bridges of understanding. Remember, true communication is a two-way street. It requires both speaking and listening. And sometimes the most powerful thing we can say is nothing at all. Let your silence speak volumes. The world respects power, not the power that dominates, but the power that understands its own value. In negotiations, silence is that power. It's the ability to hold your ground, not with words, but with the strength of your position. Think of a finely crafted bow and arrow. The archer pulls back the bowstring, holding it taut, building potential energy. That moment of silence, that holding back, is what gives the arrow its power, its ability to reach its target. In the same way, when you maintain silence during negotiations, you create leverage. You force the other party to consider your position, to fill the silence with concessions, to prove their own worth. Remember, your silence is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of your inner strength, your confidence in the value you bring to the table. Don't be afraid to use it. Now, some might say, but priority mindset, isn't silence risky? Won't the other party think I'm disinterested or unprepared? And to that I say, yes, there is a calculated risk, but understand this. True power lies not in avoiding risk, but in managing it. Your silence, when used strategically, becomes a calculated risk, a calculated silence. Think of the great Nelson Mandela. He spent years in prison in silence in the face of injustice. But his silence was not passive. It was a powerful force that resonated around the world, ultimately dismantling the system of apartheid. So, when you enter a negotiation, remember the power of silence. Use it strategically, use it wisely, and watch as it transforms your position from one of reaction to one of influence. In the clamor and chaos of life, it's easy to lose touch with our inner compass, that still small voice that guides us towards our purpose. We're bombarded with noise, with distractions, with the constant demands of the world. But it's in the silence, in those precious moments of solitude, that we can truly hear our own thoughts, our deepest desires, the whispers of our soul. Just as a still pond reflects the sky with perfect clarity, so too does silence reveal the truth within us. When we create space for silence in our lives, we create space for reflection, for introspection, for connecting with the very essence of who we are. Remember, your life is not meant to be a race to an unknown destination, but a journey of self-discovery, a pilgrimage to the heart of your own being, and silence is the compass that guides you. I remember a time in my own life when I was facing a particularly difficult decision. I was torn between two paths, each with its own allure and its own set of challenges. The weight of the decision pressed down on me, clouding my judgment, stealing my peace. So I did what I knew I had to do. I retreated to a place of solitude, a place where I could be alone with my thoughts and with my Creator. For days, I sat in silence, praying, meditating, listening for that still small voice to guide me. And then it came. Not as a booming revelation, but as a gentle whisper, a quiet knowing in the depths of my heart. In that moment of silent clarity, I knew which path to choose, and I've never looked back. That experience taught me the transformative power of silence. It's in the quiet moments, in the absence of external noise, that we often find the answers we seek, the clarity we crave, the direction we need. We've explored the power of silence in various aspects of life: in anger, in ignorance, in listening, in negotiation, and in reflection. We've seen how silence can be a source of strength, wisdom, and transformation. Remember, sometimes the most impactful thing you can say is nothing at all. Your silence can speak volumes, conveying respect, understanding, and even power. So, the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, choose silence. Embrace the power it holds. Watch how it transforms your relationships, your decisions, your very life. Thank you for stopping by. And if you like what you have heard, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that the YouTube algorithm will push this content out to more people like you. And as always, remember to make yourself a priority.